All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay Will. So this is the UHANS Max 2 4G phablet. So this is a freaking phablet, guys. This thing is huge. So when I first saw this phone, I was intrigued for the reason that it had 4 cameras. It's got 2 on the back, and then it's got 2 on the front right there with an LED flash on both. So the cameras is what drew me to this phone. And you're probably thinking, dang, Jay, that's a huge phone. It is a big phone. I didn't get this like, okay, I'm going to use this as my daily driver. No. I was just intrigued by it because it's something eclectic. It's different, man. It's something that not everyone has. And so for 130 bucks, it's a pretty decent phone. Now, when I first got it and I did my first impressions of it, I wasn't too impressed with the cameras. But after playing with the cameras some more, it really grew on me. And I thought, okay, this is actually... it's pretty good. It performs really good in low light, believe it or not. And I shouldn't say low light, in a setting where it's got the right lighting, like in a darker room with some nice LEDs. I think it performs very well. So I'm running Nova Launcher on here, but it has that basic stock launcher. That's all it has. This is a 6.44 inch display. So basically a 6.5 inch display. In the body of a phone that's just a little bit bigger than a 6-inch display phone. It does have Android 7.0, and it runs a MediaTek processor. So I started with a little bit of gaming for you, so you can see that it actually performs very well. It's got 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs onboard storage with an SD card. A 13 plus a 2 on the front and the rear. And this is a 1080p display. After all that being said, I only get 3G in the US. Some of you guys love to ask that question, but these phones aren't for people who are looking for something that, you know, if they can settle for that area right there where it doesn't have LTE and you're only going to get 3G/4G on Cricket AT&T, get them, man. These are some different phones. These phones are huge. This phone is huge, but the phones that I get like this are very nice and premium hardware. I mean, this has a metal body on it. You think about it, you'll be one of the only people with 4 cameras on your phone probably walking around your school or in the US. These are very eclectic phones. And I speak of phones that are not predominantly supposed to be sold in the US, but parents out there, if you want to save a ton of money and get your kid a phone that's going to last them a long time, phones like this are huge on that. And speaking of huge, this has a 4,300 milliamp hour battery. And battery is fantastic, to say the least. Again, with a lot of these phones, the only drawback I can find is that it doesn't have LTE for the US, and that is going to stop a lot of people from buying this. But again, it doesn't bother me at all. 130 bucks, I get to have a phone that has 4 cameras, and I keep talking about the camera, so let me show you a little bit of footage here. All right, here's some video footage from the rear camera. Get a sense of how the device will perform. Remember, this phone costs $140, so you need to set your expectations as such. Let's check the zoom. It has, looks like 4 times zoom. Decent for $140, but there's definitely a lot of options for a $140 phone. But this device, massive 6.4 inches with 2 cameras on the front and the rear. And this is the rear camera. Now I think that's actually pretty good. It does have the ability to, in the camera mode, it has a lot of different modes, man. You can shoot all different types of footage with this thing here. Let me turn it around and get to the modes here in the settings. Look at these settings, man. There are so many different settings that you can actually shoot with this thing. The camera modes, it's got the black, you can take black and white photos. It's a lot to get into, but bumpy cam. But nonetheless, this was just a quick follow-up video to let you know I still been checking out this phone and using it. Yeah, I'm not using it as a daily driver, but I do keep phones in rotation, charged up, and I'll use them like over the weekend or something like that after the review period. So I've had this phone for at least a month now, probably, or maybe a month. Has it been a month? Let's see. It's been a month, and I used it for about 2 weeks straight, and then I said, you know, I gotta let it rest for a little bit. And what I'll do is I have multiple SIM cards. So I'll put a SIM card in here and test out a Cricket SIM and a T-Mobile SIM. Phone calls. And speaking of stuff like that, phone calls, I don't talk about that very often, but phone calls and text and everything work on here. Picture mail, everything's good. You're just limited to 3G in the US pretty much predominantly. Like, you'll get consistent 3G. And it's not bad. It's just that a lot of you guys don't want to deal with 3G. Where I live at, 3G is fast for T-Mobile and fast for AT&T. So that's why I don't mind buying a lot of these phones. But it's your man, Jay Will. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for more.